And we are live. We are here. I'm gonna hope. Are you looking at this? Are you viewing this on your side? Please let me know that everything's well. Well, the reason I'm asking is I want to make sure that the sound and everything is sounding good. Oh well. Either or. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the episode 3 of the Blerd Tribunal. Tribunal not meaning three, but simply meaning that this is my podcast. Can we all agree on that? I am your wonderful host once again, Uncle Mike 80. And back for round 3 of this thing that we call a podcast is my cousin D. D, can you please once again quickly introduce yourself, drop some of your socials, let them know what life's about, son. You don't tweet or you don't Twitch. You should get on tweet. You should get on Twitter. You should because it's entertaining. Be part of the culture. Be part of the culture. Hate you so much. Hate you so much. So I see you. So I see you're chatting. So that can you see everything? Can you see and hear everything? Okay, so we're good to go. Sweet. So before we get started with today's topics of choice, first of all, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Current mothers, soon to be mothers, people who have babysat for more than one day at a time and got paid for it. Happy Mother's Day. What did you do for your lovely mother today, D? I know you probably went all out for her. Okay. I can respect that. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey man, the lady gets what she wants. The lady gets what she wants. I didn't. Me and my mom, we went out to Waterside area, checked out this place out there. I really wasn't. I didn't, it was called Stripers. I'm not a big. So the food is good. So I'll say that first and foremost. The food is good. I didn't like it because you're paying an arm and a leg for a small portion. Now I get it. You know, in the grand scheme of things, technically we're supposed to have smaller portions of food because it's supposed to be better for our diet, whatever. But it's like I paid $30 for like some scallops and risotto. It was literally like somebody took like an ice cream scoop and just put the risotto up there and then 4 scallops. $30 later. What are we doing? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So either or. Yeah, we had a good time. Then we stopped by Cold Stone, got some ice cream, chit chatted along the way, and had some fun. So I'm happy. Mom had a good time. I had a good time. So I'm not mad about that. Not mad about that at all. So, all right, we got that out of the way, all the mushy stuff. Let's get down to business. So we're going to talk about, huh? What? I don't have time for you right now. I do, I do, I do not have time for you today. And you're still talking. And you're still, and you are still talking. and you are still talking. This is a thing that I am not pleased with. All right. You know what? Let's we want to talk about something else. I know I had a subject already planned. Let's talk about what you brought up before we started the cast. Yasuke, you've seen it all. What did you think? Hold on real quick before we get talking. There will be some spoilers ahead. So if you've not finished it, you might just want to mute us. Don't read our lips. Or come back in like 5 minutes. Because I'm sure we'll talk about it for 5 minutes and then we'll snap and talk about something totally different. So stand by to stand by. All right, go for it. What do you got? So what did you not so what did you not understand about the plot? Like what was confusing about the plot? Was it a fan? So I mean it's the common plot where you have somebody that was in a lifestyle that chooses not to be in a lifestyle anymore, and then they're pulled back in. Kind of like John Wick. Hey, what's going on, Matt? God dang it. And I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, that's you. Say something now.
All right, I'm saying something now.
Can you hear that, Mac? Please tell me you can hear that. Can you hear the burp? Can you hear him
Excuse
burp?
me. Let's hope not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he can hear
Sweet.
it now.
All right. So for all the things that you didn't hear before, he took his mom out go-karting. She changed 4 tires, and now they're back home. I took my mom out to dinner. Who was overcalled? Well, you heard what I was saying. Whatever. All right. So Yasuke, he said he liked the show. Really wasn't really down with the plot because it was kind of a weak plot. Go for it. Go from here.
It's just an overused plot to me. It's a plot that's used a lot. It's the equalizer plot, right? It's the Yasuke plot. It's everybody's plot. If someone's just trying to lead this nicer, quieter lifestyle, but oh no, they're forced back into it. And I don't know. I guess I just wanted to see something that was not that.
But he
It
was a
didn't take away from the show being great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a great show.
but he was a
I
black
just would have
samurai.
preferred. Yeah, I would have preferred more. That's all.
Well, I mean,
I just would have preferred I would have preferred a plot with more depth. That's
I
it.
I think what it
That's all I'm saying.
so so I think what it is. I think I think because it's just kind of world building now. Like sure, I think it could have had more episodes, and it could have stretched out his backstory a little bit more. I mean, I'm fine with the backstory. He was a slave brought over from wherever he came from. He was purchased by his and I'm so forgive me, I'm terrible when it comes to anime names. So although I got the picture of the dude's face in my head, I don't remember the guy's name for the world. So forgive me. But either or, he's purchased
Right.
by the master. He's purchased by his master who teaches him the way of the samurai and pretty much gives him all his sense of nobility. Cool. They fight in a grand battle. He kills his master based off his orders. He then flees the land. So I'm fine with that. Like, I wasn't expecting like War and Peace. I wasn't expecting like the greatest plot ever told. Because I think it was more so just telling the story of his beginnings and then showing how much of a badass he was throughout the series. And I think if it does get a season 2, which I think it is, but once it gets to season 2, I think it expands from there and gives more of who he is other than what was presented in the first season.
Well, I mean, I guess they could do a season 2. Season 1 was so neatly wrapped up though. Now, I will say that they gave us They gave us a problem, and by the end of season 1, the problem was very neatly wrapped up in a bow, and it was, everything was all said and done. So I don't know where they would go into season 2. There wasn't even like this kind of remnants of the big bad left. Like he took out everything. It's done. Like,
Well, I mean,
by the end of season 1, we get this idea that we're gonna have world peace now.
and it's not to say there can't be another big bad that comes out in the next season. I mean, they could easily think of anything between now and whenever the second season comes out for another villain,
Right.
another plot, another hurdle to get over. I mean, at the end of the movie, at the end of the series, the female samurai that he killed in the flashbacks, he presents her sword to his brother, or to her brother, I should say. So we have that little piece of information floating out there on, well, what if the brother finally finds out how his sister really died on the field?
True.
Will he now come back and try to use that against him? Will he try to come back and kill him now? I mean, there's still tons of things out there. I mean, just again, you wipe out one set of enemies. Who's to say that we don't now have another group rising from those ashes to take their place? It's kind of like what the Sith. They thought they killed all the Sith. Yeah. Now you got what was it, the New Order? So yeah. It's you could easily just plug and choose the next bad guy for next season with no problem. So I don't really see a big deal with that. I think it's just more of trying to flesh out their background and flesh out who he was. Because like you said, I will agree, he was sort of a one-dimensional person, if we can even say that. He's somebody that was in a big battle. He wants to be left alone, and now he's forced back into it. Okay, but who are you? Like, give us more. And they gave us a lot, but it's just, I feel like they can give us more to flesh out who he is as a person.
Yeah, it would have been nice. But hey, I enjoyed it. Oh, okay.
Hi from Argentina. We need free patients for COVID vaccine now, please.
Free patents.
Free patent. I can't. It was small on my side. We're on that now, sir. We're on it now. Put in the cause of my peoples. Lurk in the bushes. What's going on with you? Welcome aboard. Welcome to the session. Welcome to the cast. So I enjoyed it. I think it was short. 6 episodes really wasn't that long. 6 episodes, 30 minutes.
No,
really wasn't that long.
It wasn't.
And I will say this. I respect Lakeith Stanfield. I think he's a good actor. I don't like him as a voice actor.
Huh.
Like, I don't.
So I don't know this. Go ahead.
No. So I know voice acting, like for me, like his voice didn't seem natural when it came to what I'm looking at on the screen. Like for some reason, it didn't fit. Like I heard other people talk, and their voices seem to blend with it. It's like it's like you're dealing with seasoned veterans when it comes to voice acting, voiceovers. For him, for some strange reason, it didn't work for me. It didn't. I can't explain why.
That's fair.
It just didn't sound right.
His voice to me just didn't fit with the stature that they gave Yasuke in the show, and maybe that's what it was. It felt like the character's voice would have had a little bit more, burl to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it just it didn't. I get what you're saying, where it didn't seem like it worked with the imagery that they gave us. But
it's not even like the imagery. It's like, in my mind, when I hear a voice actor, it's like the voice blends with what you see on the screen. Like for instance, like I get it. I'm an adult. I understand that these cartoon characters aren't actually speaking. Like that's not an actual cartoon as a real person speaking. But look at it like this. When you see any of the other characters, let's say the female, the young child that he was protecting throughout the entire series, like when she talks, it seemed like it was natural. Like you could look at the voice or you could listen to the voice and look at the character and say to yourself, yeah, I can see that person actually talking. Like it sounds like she is actually talking, aside from, of course, the mouth movements and blah blah blah. But when I hear Keith's voice for his character, it's almost like it didn't fit. it's like the voice didn't match. It's like I can't really explain it. He doesn't have, maybe for that role, but he didn't have a great voiceover voice. Real redundant,
Okay.
I know. That's just, like I said, it's just for me. Like
That's fair.
I'm trying to see if he's
Like old
done.
kung fu
Say
movies.
what? Like, oh yeah,
Like old kung
like old kung fu movies. Like you hear the person talking and you see the stuff on the
fu.
screen and you're saying to yourself, I get it. That's what that person is supposed to be saying, but it doesn't really fit. So that's what I'm getting from Lakeith. Lakeith is this. He's talking, and it's like, sure, that's what the character is saying, but it's like the voice doesn't fit the character. It
Are
just
you
like,
checking to see if he's done voiceover work before?
yeah, I'm sure he has. I'm trying to look it up now.
I don't.
Let's
I
see.
mean, I don't follow his career. Um, I don't know.
There's a lot of things you don't do. There's a lot of things you haven't done yet, and it's very troublesome.
Such as,
Like, you never played a Zelda game.
I mean, I played Breath of the Wild, so yeah.
You've never played a Zelda game. You don't
I don't know
know
what you're saying.
you don't know Damon Wayans' character from In Living Color when he was in jail acting real smart.
Nope, sure don't.
All right, so voiceovers. He hasn't done much voiceovers. He's only done, looks like it's only two between Yasuke, and then he was a guy voice on BoJack Horseman, which you probably wouldn't be able to hear him unless you're focused solely on him.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. Like I said, the voice for some reason it didn't fit. Like, I think he needs more practice. Not saying that he can't do it, but I think he just needs more practice when it comes to blending his voice into the role to make it seem more natural. Sounds funny, but it makes sense in my head.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's fair enough. Yes.
But overall, again, dope series. It had dope action.
Yeah.
I did think it did
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did think it did end abruptly with him killing everybody by the end of the episode, sixth episode, and that's it. It's like, yeah, it's like, I like, there's like, there's no one else. There's like, hey, who else is there
He
left?
murked everybody.
Yeah, like everybody. And then the girl did her thing
Old
too.
girl killed the priest. Yeah, she killed the priest. Then my man's with her killed the dude who hated him, who was like one of the old samurais, who's actually the new general. And then with her superpowers, he helped kill the old lady, the daimyo. So like, I mean, all right, that's it. He had to kill 3 people. That's it. That's the whole the villain's whole squad. 3 people. That's it. That's all it took. So
Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
there's more people than that on the easy Mortal Kombat tower. So yeah. Oh well though.
You know what? And let's use that segue to get in to the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
That great movie. That timeless instant classic.
Let's talk about why video games never translate well to movies. Let's talk about that.
As you say, never. I'm looking for anyone.
So okay,
like
so let's not say never, because although I have not seen it yet, I heard Sonic is probably the best we're going to get for a while.
Sonic was, you're right. Sonic was pretty good.
I heard Sonic was real good. I keep telling myself I need to watch it, and I see people speak on it. I see people comment on it. I've seen the reviews, and they say Sonic is dope.
Yeah, Sonic wasn't bad. I enjoyed Sonic. Yeah, no complaints about Sonic, I guess.
But why? So what's the issue? What's the issue with other comic book movies? That's a whole different story there. With video game movies, like, why can't we get it right? Where's the issue at? Like, there's been a lot of video game movies based off video games that I've seen over the course of my life, in which when I saw them when I was a kid, I'm thinking to myself, this is the greatest thing in the world. They finally did it. And now I watch it as an adult, and I'm like, this is really garbage. Like, please tell me you've seen the Mario Brothers movie.
No, why would I watch that? Movie look like trash. I didn't watch it.
That's not the point. That's it was trash. But the point
Yeah,
is, when that movie came out, when that movie first came out,
when was that? Like 1983? Like, I don't know. When did that movie come out?
oh God, no. See, Jedi remembers. Welcome aboard, Jedi. Glad you can join us. And yes, look in the bushes. It was horrible. So again, when that movie came out back in the day,
Super Mario Brothers.
sure, when that movie came out back in the day, I looked at it and said to myself, huh, it has a
no, I have seen this trash movie. No, that's right. Oh, that's very sad.
came out. I'm looking. It came out in '93.
Yeah, and it was trash. I have seen it. No,
Bob Hoskins, God rest his soul,
that's really bad.
and John Leguizamo.
It shouldn't have existed.
But no, here's the thing. And I you know what, Jedi? There's been plenty of video game movies that I was in the theaters for that you look at them now, it's like, man, what was I thinking myself? But here's the thing, though. Like when I first saw Mario Brothers, right? I don't remember if I saw it in the movies. I don't remember if I saw it.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. I don't remember if I was in the movies. I don't remember if I rented it from like the video store. I don't remember if it came on TV. But I enjoyed Mario Brothers when I saw it as a what, 93, as a 12 or 13-year-old kid. I enjoyed it. Sure, was it like a faithful adaptation? No, but I still enjoyed it. Looking at it today, it's garbage because they went so far from the source material now that it's like you can't, like, I can't defend it now. No comment, nothing. Caller, are you there?
No,
Yeah.
no comment. Bro, it's trash.
Yes,
Like,
I would.
you want me to disagree with you?
But
It's bad.
okay, so we got Mario Bros out of the way. Street Fighter. Now again,
which one?
no. We're talking about no. You know, if you have to ask what Street Fighter we're talking about, then you don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, so
If
so
you
listen, I've seen the Van Damme one, and it's trash.
That's all. That's what we're talking about. That's all we're talking about. But we're not.
No,
we're talking about. We're talking about Van Damme one. We're talking about Van Damme. That's the one. Again, if we talk about video game movies and we bring up Street Fighter, that's the first one people are going to automatically think of off the bat. Understand that we got the animes and the Chun-Li story. Yeah, cool.
No. The Chun-Li one I'm talking about was not an anime. It was made in
No. What I was saying was, it doesn't matter if we're talking about the anime or if we're talking about Chun-Li. I know there was a movie for it, but I'm just simply saying when people talk about Street Fighter, they go back to the Van Damme movie.
Yeah, I mean that was bad. I mean, no one's gonna argue. No, you're not.
I know, but that's not. I'm not trying to get you to defend it. That's why the purpose of this debate we're having is why don't video game movies work out? That was
I don't know. The original. I didn't feel like the original Mortal Kombat was that bad.
But again, that's as you're a kid. If you look at it today, it's like.
I hate it? I don't think so.
I ain't gonna say I hate it, but it's not. It doesn't stand up the test of time. The only pass I can give Street Fighter is Raul Julia. So yeah, Raul Julia made that movie, Jedi. Thank you. He made that movie. You tell me about your parents being killed and your village being burned down being the worst day of your life. To me, that was Tuesday. The best line of the entire movie. Raul Julia was the man. God bless your soul, Raul Julia. You were a hell of an actor. What did they do to Yoshi? Oh, what did they do to a lot of people in that Mario Brothers movie, Lurk? What did they do to Yoshi? What did they do to Koopa? How was Koopa a man that just eat? I mean, well, he was a dinosaur that evolved into a man, that turned into a man. Like the Goombas look stupid. The Goombas, I don't recall seeing a Goomba in any game with a big body, small head. They were mushroom people.
Oh boy.
Why is Luigi Puerto Rican?
I'm glad I don't remember that movie. I'm glad I don't. So glad I don't.
All All right, so we're going. All right, so back to Street Fighter. He only did the movie because he was. Yeah, and it's someone wanted him to do it, and that's the thing I loved about Raul Julia. He was dying of cancer. He knew he was dying, and his son loved the game and wanted him to see him in that role, and he took it, and he killed it. Like he was hands down the best part of that movie, regardless of what he did. Like that was it. I didn't like Blanca. Blanca was stupid. I will agree. I'm trying to think what was good in that movie. Ryu and Ken was pretty decent. I liked Ryu and Ken. Sagat wasn't like a 7 foot tall kickboxer. He was like a 5'6" Native American. But hey, I'm progressive. West Studi, I'm progressive, sir. You are a celebrated actor. You just wasn't made for that role. What else? Hell, they had a guy that played Dawson.
Oh no, don't do that.
Who was but he was a scientist through the entire movie. He was a scientist through the entire movie. Something happens to him. By the end of the movie, he shaves his head and is like, "I'm here for peace now." Where are you going? What is happening? What am I seeing here? It was horrible.
Johnny Cage is based on Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Say what?
I could see that. Johnny Cage based on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
You know what? I could totally see that.
No, yeah. So originally, Mortal Kombat wasn't what it was as it is. It wasn't what it was as you know it today. Mortal Kombat was supposed to be a game for, and I'm not even sure if it was actually still going to be called Mortal Kombat. But initially, for the sake of argument, Mortal Kombat was supposedly originally designed as a game for Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, and maybe his character was going to be called Johnny Cage, maybe he wasn't. But Mortal Kombat was originally designed for Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was going to be a standalone game for him. And then I think either he couldn't fulfill the obligation, or they just went different ways. And after that, that's how we got what we got today with the 7 characters.
Okay.
So I think veering that way did great things. Like, I think if you do a Mortal Kombat based off Jean-Claude Van Damme, sure, you may get like a couple of people buying it, but nah, you're not going to get like the worldwide phenomenon that is Mortal Kombat today.
Sure.
This is very painful, lurking in the bushes. Very painful. Do you know who got my nerve? Gotta play Balrog. Hey man, the guy to play Balrog is a hell of an actor. All right, Balrog was trash in that movie though. There was a lot of so let's talk about who wasn't trash in that movie. So in my humble opinion, Ryu and Ken weren't trash.
Bison
wasn't trash. That may be it. That really may be it.
And if the Bokeem, hey yo, get out of here.
No,
Stop it. Don't encourage this.
Jedi is a fan of the channel. Jedi is a fan of the channel, and he has stock in this.
Why y'all hating on Bokeem?
He has stock in this channel.
Why do y'all hate Bokeem?
He has stock in this channel. He has stock in this channel.
Y'all don't leave that man alone.
He has stock in this channel. Jedi can speak when he wants to speak.
Leave him alone. Leave Bokeem alone.
All right, back to it.
He's done nothing to you.
Back to it. Ryu, Ken, Bison. Was there anybody else in that movie that was worth a damn?
Yeah.
Who? What about Cammy?
No.
Who? I'm trying to think. Maybe I'm trying to remember Vega's scenes. I don't know.
Yo, I feel like Taboo from Black Eyed Peas was a better Vega. So,
but so this goes back, because we can discuss all the bad movies that we've seen over the years, but where does things get lost in translation? Like, where do we lose? Like, where do we lose the concept of what we grew up with compared to what they put on the screen? Like, what's the problem?
I think it's just hard to translate it, man. Like, how do you take? So when you think about a game like Street Fighter, when you think about a game like Mortal Kombat, you're talking about fighting games. They were 2D fighting games. And while there was a little bit of backstory created for these characters and why they're there, it wasn't enough to build a movie off of.
That's
This was just a studio who wants to make some money, and so they have to create a lot more than what was originally there in order to make a movie.
that's not necessarily
But
true though. That's not necessarily true though. So how many movies, whether it be based off a book, whether it be just original screenplay, whether it be based off a comic book, whatever, how many movies have you seen, especially fighting movies, that dealt with tournaments?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of tournaments
So
in movies.
sure. So I don't. It's like you take a like a game like Mortal Kombat that is like, especially when you're dealing with the very first Mortal Kombat, because the very, like, what, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 are really the only ones that really deal with the tournament itself. Everything else is just putting characters in the game and letting them fight.
Right.
So you look at 1, you look at 2. Like, why couldn't those tournament based games, like, why can't we translate that well to a dope movie? Like,
I don't think there's enough
but you have,
movie.
but you could though. I mean, and again, it's not trying to, be the negative to your positive, but it's like you have dope characters. Like when the, like, looking at the original 7 of the first Mortal Kombat, that's like each character is the bomb in their own right. Of course, Scorpion and Sub-Zero speak for themselves, in which you could easily do a movie just like they did with the new one, with the backstory being them still being rivals. It doesn't have to be like the main, it doesn't have to be the main part of the movie, but it can still be lurking, like, hey, Sub-Zero's working for the bad guys, but every time he's trying to do a job, here comes Scorpion to try to kill him because of their long-lasting beef. Whatever. Use that story point and let that flow into however you want to flow it. I mean,
Okay.
Raiden, who is the elder god overseeing the tournament to make sure that everything goes right, or overseeing the Earth realm, that doesn't have to change. He can still be there to guide Liu Kang into doing all the right things. He can still be there to train him or to show him the way to get him ready for the tournament. You still have the backstory of Sonya and Kano, who Sonya was actively trying to hunt him throughout the first game. So it's like the pieces are there, but it's just when you put it to a movie, for some reason, they just lose sight of how to make it work. Like, prime example, you would think a movie like Prince of Persia or Assassin's Creed would translate well to a movie, and they both sucked. Like, they both sucked.
Okay. I don't know. So you weren't feeling Michael Fassbender's Assassin's Creed movie? Like, you weren't?
It was like,
No?
what, like, so, but again, when you're looking at the Assassin's Creed movie, like, it dealt more with the present time stuff than it did with what the whole game is based about.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
So again, and I'm not saying that you have to have a movie with him going back in time and defending Da Vinci and all the things that went on in the movies, but it can still be something that's a timepiece that's based on whatever era they want to live in, and have them go from there. But it's like they squandered that entire movie for what we saw. And it was like, again, you have all this, you have tons of all this history and all this story that you could pull from. But once again, for some reason, when they translate it to the big screen, it just doesn't work. And it's heartbreaking, because as somebody that grew up playing video games, and I love the games, like, I remember I loved Assassin's Creed when it first came out. But it's like, it's heartbreaking to see those things you love and then watching it on TV and saying to yourself, this sucks.
Yeah, that's how I feel every time they try to do the Phoenix. Like, just leave her alone. Please don't touch the Phoenix anymore.
No,
Y'all doing
seriousness.
a trash job with Jean and the Phoenix.
But on Jedi said, in all seriousness, it boils down to standards and practices, and no one believing that video games would last. So who would think their stories would be worth it without changing it into a Hollywood formula? I get it. And I get it. But I
Did
get it.
anybody see the Tekken movie?
No,
Anybody see the Tekken movie? There was a
no,
live action Tekken
no.
movie.
I've heard of it. I just haven't seen it.
It's atrocious.
AC
It's
Father
as
was good. Hope they never try to make that into a movie. You know they will eventually. Well, I don't think they'll ever do another Assassin's Creed game based off the first one. So I think we're good to go that unless someone just decides that to give it another shot, I don't think you have to worry about another Assassin's Creed game being done, period. A movie being done, period. Like it's just I don't
no.
like it's just like
I
I
don't
just
believe that.
you
I
think they
think
will do it?
yeah, because think about this. So when it fails that miserably, their thought process isn't we shouldn't have done this. Their thought process is we should have done it better. Which is why we still got a Mortal Kombat movie, even though Mortal Kombat Annihilation was
But here's the thing though. So here's the thing. So why hasn't there been another Mario Brothers movie? Mario, without a shadow of a doubt, is probably the most well-known video game character of all time. But yet you've never made another Mario Brothers movie. Why? Because the first one tanked. So if the first one tanked, like I can understand, like if it made its money and then, just didn't perform well in your eyes. Like there's been a lot of movies that made their money back, but still might have been critically panned. But it's like Mario Brothers did make their money back. So how do you justify making another movie
okay.
when the first one sucked? So like like the Mortal Kombat movies, sure, you look at them today, and the Mortal Kombat movies may not be as dope as we remembered it when we were kids, but they still made their money. And then of course, yeah, and then of course you got the YouTube series for Mortal Kombat that came out that wet everybody's whistle because those episodes used to be dope. And
they had two series. They had one YouTube series that had Michael Jai White playing Jax.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
It was two seasons of it. It was 2 seasons, and I forgot the guy's name. I have to look it up. But the director who of course created and directed those episodes eventually wanted to parlay that into a movie in which he was going to have Michael Jai White come back and do stuff for it. And most of those actors that was in there was going to come back and actually be in the movie. But unfortunately, whether it be for money reasons, whether it be for developmental hell, whether it be for anything, it just never panned out. But I think, if you take that, like again, and I know TV is different from movies because sometimes TV can have a little bit more liberty to do what they want to do, or it might be vice versa. I don't know. But it's like, if you can have a dope series like they did on YouTube, there's no reason why you can't stretch that and make a good movie out of it. Like what's another video game movie that came out and was trash? Double Dragon.
Oh no! Don't talk about that. No, don't talk. Don't.
Double Dragon.
Please don't sully Double Dragon.
Does Double Dragon sully Double Dragon by making a movie?
We don't have to do that.
We do have to do that.
No,
we do, and we will. As a matter of fact,
to Double Dragon, that is not okay.
As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull this list up. So, let's pull this list up. We're gonna go down this list. We're gonna go down this list, and we're gonna see what the people like. You're part of the people too, so you have a voice in this. So, first on the list that I'm looking up here. Now, this is what we're gonna do. If you played the game, or just if this is a series of games, tell me what you think about the overall feel of the series, and then let's see how good they did with the movie. Cool. I swear this is not a setup. I'm playing this as fair as I can do. So I'm gonna name the movie. I want you to think about the game or games as a whole, if you liked it or didn't like it, and then see how they translate it to the movie. All right.
Let's do it.
Round 1. Here we go. Resident Evil.
Oh.
So whether you play one of them or all of them, as a whole, what do you feel about Resident Evil? How do you feel about Resident Evil?
I don't have enough. Like I said, I guess one. So the games they
Hold on,
weren't
okay,
bad.
hold on. I'm sorry, because I was afraid you're going to answer like this. How many Resident Evil games have you played?
Do we count the ones that are in arcades? Do we count any of those? Any of the like actual arcade?
No.
Okay, well then one. One. We
Which one was
we don't
that?
count. I don't know. I have no clue. It
Resident
didn't
Evil,
stand out to me.
Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I don't.
6.
I don't know. I didn't even know there were that many. Why are there six?
Oh, Baron,
There's six.
Baron, where are you at, Baron? I need you back, Baron. I need my co-host back. I need my
Why are there
co-host.
6 of them?
There are more than 6. There's about 15 of them. Okay.
Resident Evil games?
Let's stop. Okay. Let's because this is going down a rabbit hole that I am not ready to talk about yet. This is going down a rabbit hole that I'm not ready to deal with yet.
How many different ways can you kill zombies?
How did you feel about the Resident Evil movies?
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. They got a little weird, but the first one was really good.
The first one was the only good one.
And then they got weird. They had Mike Epps in one of them. Like, what are we doing here?
The first one was the only good one, and the first one was loosely based off the video games. Loosely based off the video games, and I use the word loosely, very loosely.
Okay, all right. How about this? What is a video game that hasn't been turned into a movie that you think would be good translated to a movie?
I don't know. Like, I don't know, because I've thought about a lot of good games that would translate into great movies, but then you see those games and their movies, and it's like, what the hell did I just watch? Like, for the longest time, I thought to myself, Uncharted would be a good movie, but I'm seeing how that's unfolding now, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I want to see that.
But Tom Holland's really good.
Tom Holland is a great actor. Don't get me wrong, but they wanted Nathan Fillion, which would have been a far better choice to play.
Way better
to play the role. But they don't do that. They're going for a young one. It's like, I don't want a backstory. I don't need the young. I don't need the. Huh?
They're going for longevity.
I get it. You can still have longevity with the adult character.
So, how did you feel about Tomb Raider then? So, I'll say the 2 with Lara Croft and then the new one with Vikander.
So, I've seen the 2 I've seen the 2 with old girl.
Walter Lara Croft, Angelina Jolie.
I've seen the 2 with her. Yeah. I was entertained by it, but again, It was just like, again, looking at it from early 20s me compared to me now. The movies were horrible.
Okay.
I haven't seen the second one. I haven't seen the remakes, not the remakes, the reboots. But again, I'm hearing that they are, some people love it, some people hate it.
They're grittier, right? So that's what Angelina Jolie's movies were good, but they got, I don't know if darker is the word. I want to say grittier.
And I'm fine with grittier. Like, I'm fine with that.
I enjoyed it. That's where they went with it. I liked it.
So, all right. So, touch on Jedi's talking about with Fillion. So, sure, Fillion can't play it for years, but when you think of the title character for Uncharted, you're thinking of a person who's been through gritty fights. He's seen a few things. Like,
but he's still.
In what? As far as who?
The Uncharted character, he's what, late 20s, early 30s in the first game?
I give him late 30s.
Late 30s?
Mid to late 30s. Let's give him mid 30s. Let's say mid 30s. But he's still seen a few things. Like, this ain't his first adventure. He's been out there globetrotting doing his thing.
Like, I agree that Tom Holland's too young, but I also think Nathan Fillion is too old. But what are they going to do in the middle? Who's between that we're going to throw in?
You could easily find somebody within that age range. I can't think about it offhand. So, but you can easily find somebody to play that role. Like, again, it's no hate on Tom Holland, and I understand that you have a young Tom Holland that if the first one works well, you can build the series off of him. But I don't look at Tom Holland and say to myself, he's been through things. Like, I don't care what kind of makeup or what you put on him. Like, the only thing Tom Holland will be good for is for the witty remarks and the jokes. But it's like, I don't look at him and think to myself, he looks like he's been through it. I don't see that. Last of Us. I think The Last of Us would make a great. So Last of Us is actually becoming. I'm sure you already know about this alert, but Last of Us is actually becoming a show on HBO that will come out either later this year or next year. And
Did
it'll.
they already cast that?
Yeah. So was it Pedro Pascal, the guy that played the Mandalorian? He's gonna
That's
be. He's gonna
what
be. He's gonna be Joel, and I forgot who they have to
that
play Elle.
I'm pretty excited about that
It
already.
seems like it's gonna be good. I give him that. All right.
Pedro Pascal's pretty good.
So
He's pretty solid.
for what I've seen from what I've seen him in thus far, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry if you didn't know that, Lurk. It's HBO is already on it, son. They are already on it, ready to do their thing. They have already cast the characters. They have made all sorts of plans. It is ready to go. It's going to be like a mix between The Walking Dead and I forgot what it's kind of is something else, but it's either or. It's going to be a series on HBO. Like I said, either this year or next year. Very exciting. All right, back to the list. So, Sonic the Hedgehog. How do you feel about the games as a whole?
Bella Ramsey is playing Ellie. I don't know who she is. I mean, I like Sonic the Hedgehog games.
Okay.
I like them. Yeah.
And what do you think about? If you've seen the movie, what do you think about the movie?
I like the movie. It. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It was a good movie. It was a
Sure.
funny movie. I think that Jim Carrey did a great job in the movie. His
Sure.
character was not the character that you're used to seeing in Dr. Robotnik
What
from the games.
and I heard that by the end of the movie, it kind of he something happens by the end of the movie, and he kind of fits that mold. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked it. And Sonic was a fun character. The guy they had playing alongside Sonic is James Master something, James something.
Cyclops.
He's the one who played Cyclops. Yeah.
Cyclops.
I like it. Yeah. I thought Sonic was a good movie.
All right. So Jedi said he's never played Last of Us. That's very disheartening as well. Last of Us is a very dope game in which they're making a Last of Us 3.
I enjoyed it.
Sonic work, comedic value, decent story, didn't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
So question before we move on to the next movie. So question about Sonic. Does Sonic still do well if they kept the original design?
Oh, I don't know. I think with the original design, it does not do as well. There's something about the classic design of Sonic that didn't need to be updated. That's
Correct.
another part where they fail in both video game and comic movies is that they take the source material and they say, "Hey, let's update it for for modern times." It's like, no, we were good. We were good as it was.
And again, that's why I'm so confused in which you have all this great script. I mean, all this lore, this history, this backstory, these awesome characters, and it's like, again, I'm not in the movie world. I am not this analytical mind that can write a script, and I'm not that person. But it's like I just find it so hard that you have everything right in front of you, and you still can't just make it work. Like, I'm so baffled by that. His teeth was horrible too. Like, yes, his teeth was the worst. Even though he was human, yeah, it was just too much. It was like you ruined my childhood. That was nightmare fuel that I wanted no part of. All right, so Sonic, we got Sonic out the way. We got Resident Evil out the way. Something we always talk about that we're going to talk about again: Mortal Kombat. Games.
So, all right. The game. I mean, I love it. Who doesn't love the Mortal Kombat games?
Awesome.
Okay, never mind. I'm sure somebody doesn't, but
there's always one person.
There's always somebody.
All right.
There's always somebody.
Games were dope. All right. Movie. Let's now understand there's 3 Mortal Kombats. So let's look at Mortal Kombat as a whole. Like, not even a whole. If you want to say the first 2 were okay, the third one was dope. If you want to say the third one was dumb and the first 2 were great, however you want to break it down.
Okay, so first Mortal Kombat movie I liked, and if I went back to watch it now, probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. I don't know. I know that there's some nostalgia in that movie,
Sure.
but I loved the first Mortal Kombat movie. The second Mortal Kombat movie, not as much a fan. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with I really was unhappy that they killed off Johnny Cage in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Like that bothered the crap out of me. Like I'll never forgive that movie for that. And then the newest Mortal Kombat movie, it was it was interesting. The plot was way more forced than the first movie.
Oh,
Even though the first movie, the plot is just we're going to a tournament. But this newest movie, it felt like they were really forcing that
the
plot along. They
the
were like, all right, well,
the
go ahead.
the plot was very forceful. Like it's like the plot had too much to drink and couldn't take no for an answer.
That's exactly what it was. It says okay, so we really need to make sure that Cole fights Goro.
No. He really needs to fight him. No. How about we? No. He's going to fight him.
He has to fight Goro. Okay, all right. Well, so we're just gonna have Goro pop up and just straight murk Cole because Cole's a human and Goro's got arms.
No. Cole is going to win that fight.
Yeah, and he's gonna get warning that Goro's coming to
Yes.
add more dramatization.
Yes.
So how do you think we warn him? Put him in the barn.
Plus,
definitely put him in the barn.
Plus, we're going to give this horrible plot room to grow by giving Jax metal arms that transform into bigger metal arms because he finds the power of love.
Oh shit.
Because he finds the power of love, Jax's heart grew 3 times more, and then his arms did too.
His biceps grew 3 times that day.
All right, so hold on. Let me go back to the comments. Love the games. First one was fine for the time. Second one was bad. The new one I thoroughly enjoyed when compared to the old ones. I can live with that.
Wait, what's this lurk? I have to disagree. I don't like Johnny. He had to go. Like, yo, fall back. fall back off of Johnny.
I have too much to say. I might go to the don't ruin the terms of yeah, don't give me banned Jedi with your bad comments. So here's my thing about Mortal Kombat, especially with Annihilation. And I think this is going to be an issue that they may run into down the road. I like to call it the WWE problem.
Okay.
The reason I say that is look at the WWE. Look at all the talent that they have signed under their roof. Whether you're looking at SmackDown, Raw, NXT, 205 Live, the women's division, look at all the talent they have signed under NXT UK, all that stuff. Look at all the talent they have signed under the WWE banner, right?
Right.
How many of them do you get to see on a weekly basis?
That's fair.
You get to see the same. So it's like you have all these talents. How do you fit them in to make it work? So I look at it the same way with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat in its prime, Mortal Kombat in its peak has easily more than 30 characters. There is no way you're going to fit all 30 of those characters in a cohesive movie from start to finish. Somebody's going to get murked, like Johnny Cage. That's what happened in Annihilation. You have all these new characters you're trying to introduce. You can't keep up with all those people. You can't keep up with a Sindel and a Shiva and then a Rain and then a Nightwolf. And then there's so many characters to try to keep up with. Somebody has to go. And I will agree with Lurk. I don't disagree with Johnny Cage having to be that sacrificial lamb. You about to log off already? I'm done. All right, everybody, logging off.
Johnny like that. You have to do him like that, yeah.
All right.
They marked him bad too.
Moving on, because I know we can talk about Mortal Kombat until my computer burns out the motor. So let's talk about something else. All right. Next one up, Warcraft.
Okay. All right. So Warcraft, we got to start with this. I have a total of 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes of total gameplay in World of Warcraft. So I can't give you too much on whether or not I like the game.
Where is Baron at? I need somebody that's actually in these streets playing these games.
Wait, have you played World of Warcraft?
Yes.
How, are you far in this game?
I haven't played it in years, but I've played it.
I mean, you haven't played it in years. Like, how much did you play it though?
I played it like it was like a good minute. I would say maybe, I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't like dedicate like time and day after day, but I've played it enough to get a basis of it, a feel for it.
Okay, all right. Well, you know.
I'll say it's about the new one. The fact that they felt like we needed someone like Cole to explain the story to us when anyone who has ever played it's disrespectful. It's damn right disrespectful.
So also if we're talking about the new one, I hate the fact that this whole thing. So they could have just said Sonya also had a mark and had an arcana, but instead they were like, "Nah, you're useless. You ain't got no arcana." Oh, great. Well, then let me kill Kano and get my arcana. Oh snap! I know how to use
All
it
right,
within
so
15 seconds.
sorry,
Like, come on, man.
so we're gonna let's go ahead and do this. Let's get off Warcraft because Warcraft was a crap movie. So let's get off Warcraft.
Oh, whoa,
Let's get off
whoa!
Warcraft.
Paul Patton was amazing. All right, go ahead. And so was Dominic Cooper. All right.
Cole was like that
Cole.
dude that hangs around and gets this big ride and has no gas money. Like, why are you here, dude? You're not even putting in. Like, he was a character. Like, okay, so, and I think I saw this off I was looking at the What Culture when they were talking about things that Mortal Kombat did wrong. It was either on What Culture or I saw it somewhere else. Why not make Cole, like, I get it. He was a descendant of Scorpion. Cool. Why not make Cole like the embodiment for Scorpion? So let's see, now you open up floodgates and we're gonna lose people. Why did Scorpion go to hell?
How else is he supposed to get the power of hellfire?
No. I get it, but in the sense of the movie, with Hanzo being a good man, a family man.
Oh, okay. So
why did he go to hell?
Because he died with unfinished business and regret, and his soul could not ascend with that level of unfinished business. He had vengeance and anger flooding his soul, and so he couldn't go to heaven.
Look at your screen right now.
I don't care, man. I don't care.
Look at your screen.
Listen, I'm just
look at your screen. Look at your screen.
His soul was too full of anger and vengeance.
Look at your screen. Look at your screen.
I see it.
Look at your screen.
Everyone sees your whole face, man.
Whole face. Look at my mouth and remember my face.
Remember my face.
There was no reason. There was no reason for him to go to hell, other than to forward the plot of the movie.
No, he had to go to hell, man.
Vengeance, to forward the plot of the movie. You're right. Okay.
No, to get his vengeance. To get his vengeance. I said the movie plot was forced already. Okay, jeez, leave it alone. Like, I already said it was forced.
To forward the plot. Okay, so again, why not make Cole like the embodiment of Scorpion? Like, sure, it's not source material, but it makes better sense, being that he's a descendant. He has the spear that was given to him by Raiden. Let's say that during a fight, the blood of Scorpion or Sub-Zero gets on the spear, which then awakens the soul of Scorpion inside Cole's body. Boom, Cole is the Scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been fine as his arcana.
Sure, and again, it's
Cole's arcana is that he can.
Well, here's the nice trade-off for that. Here's a nice trade-off, being that that's going to be his arcana. He never fights Goro. Maybe Goro is a team fight. Maybe Goro is saved as Goro fights Cole early in the movie, and Shang Tsung won't allow Goro to kill Cole, so then Goro backs off. See you in Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, I mean, anything besides Goro having to use all four arms to open up a barn door of a clearly dilapidated barn out back of his double wide.
Let me tell you something right now. If I have 4 arms, I'm using those 4 arms with everything I'm doing. Like, if I'm eating cereal, all 4 arms gonna have a spoon in it, stuff in my face.
No, the whole thing is unacceptable. So first off, why did his double wide have a barn?
Because he's cold and he's useless. Next question.
Second of all, how did his double wide afford a barn? This man fights for $200 a night. Like, what does he have a job? I
Plot
didn't I
plot
didn't even understand why they were eating out as a family.
plot
Like, bro, if
armor.
all you made this week is $200, like y'all shouldn't be eating out. You should be grocery shopping.
Plot
Have a
armor.
budget.
Plot armor. Next question.
Get a budget.
Plot armor. Next
Trash.
question.
So
Next question.
many problems.
You have said
So many
nothing.
problems.
You have said nothing that an answer cannot be found for. Whether it's
So many-
irrational or irrational, there's an answer for it.
So many.
Okay, let's get off this. All right. Next up, because we got some time left. Next up, Max
Back to
Payne.
Warcraft.
Nope. We're already with this. Max Payne. How do you feel about Max Payne the movie and the game?
I didn't watch Max Payne the movie because I didn't feel like it was going to be good, so I didn't watch it.
And you're not wrong. Now here's
straight up, I had zero faith, so I didn't watch it.
But here's the thing about Max Payne. Here's the thing about it though. It had like if you seen the trailer for the movie, the trailer came across as it being like Max Payne was going to be a dope movie. I think Mark Wahlberg was a good choice with Max Payne, but the story and then everything in between the beginning credits and the end credits just fell apart.
Give me a Duke movie.
And the games were good for their time. Like Bullet Time was created partially from Max Payne.
That's fair.
So I mean, it introduced a brand new game feature into video game and movie lore with Bullet Time. The first Max Payne was great, except the parts where you have to walk around on those stupid the blood trail trying to listen to the crying baby. Oh my gosh.
Wait, digital is here. Jedi's here.
I had to.
He is. Jedi is here. He couldn't take it anymore. He had to
Can
join.
you hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you coming in a little low, but I can hear you, man.
All right.
So real quick, because you're new to the show, I need you to introduce yourself, give a little background bio, and tell us a little about yourself.
All right, what's going on, y'all? I'm a digital Jedi. My name's Naheem. Listen, I am a composer for visual media, and so video games, television, things like that. So I have some experience working with stories like that. Now, you wouldn't know anything I've worked on, but I know how the industry works with stuff like that. That's how I was talking about with the standards and practices
Yeah.
when it comes to converting it over so that it would fit better in the Hollywood format. You couldn't take a movie like Mortal Kombat back in 94, 93 with all the blood and gore from the game and put it in theaters and expect people to accept it. Okay. When you have what it is now, it should have been amazing. With the fact that video games caught up or have surpassed what it takes to make a good story, you could definitely do something like the Injustice series, and it could have been better than Batman vs Superman or even the Snyder Cut, which I enjoyed thoroughly. But they felt it was too dark, like things like that. You see how amazing the story is for the Injustice games and the comics, but you couldn't translate that into a film.
So is it the point of not being able to get the rating that you want to properly tell the story, or is the point of just not telling the great story?
No, they think we're too stupid to understand what the story's going to be. Like when we're talking about Cole for Mortal Kombat for this movie, he was a proxy for us as a viewer. We're watching the movie through his point of view.
Sure.
We're seeing that everything that's happening through his eyes, right? I agree completely with what you said about how it should have been him as his descendant turning into Scorpion, but somehow Scorpion just comes out of nowhere and it's like, okay, get over here. No.
No.
I played plenty of the game. I could be wrong. I've never even heard of the Arcana effect or whatever the hell that
No,
was.
that was straight made up. They just made it up for the sake of the movie.
It was so dumb though, because like you gonna tell me because I have the Mortal Kombat mark that means I have to have a special power? That's not how it works.
You get one eventually.
Eventually, right? I
Yeah.
have to train to no,
Yeah, to unlock your
no,
special.
no. And Jax, oh my god!
What's
Don't get
wrong?
me started on Jax.
Hey, don't come at Macabre Brooks.
I love Makai, bro. Back in the eggs, come on, True Blood. I mean, don't get
Come
me
on, man.
started.
My man,
Don't get me
my
started on
man
Makai.
found his arcana by finding the power of love, and his
No, you mean to
arms
tell me
grew.
some monks? So you mean to tell me some monks knew how to do cybernetic surgery?
It wasn't even that. What they did was the equivalent of
And
like
then they
putting.
grew?
They were putting.
Yeah.
They put like branches in his arms. That was what it was. He took like tree branches. It's like a little stick man. He was a little
First of
stick
all,
man.
Grew.
These monks have always had better technology than us. They took a staff, put it inside of a statue, and made a lightning wall. Okay, so clearly they got better tech than us.
All right, but explain that to us, the viewer. Explain it to a person who's never seen any game. Explain it to a person who needs to understand how all this works. Instead of just saying, hey, they're using magic, they just left it for us to decide. They think we're so stupid, but then give us something so complex. Hey, maybe it's complex. They won't question it. They'll just watch it and enjoy it because of the fatalities, which, don't get me wrong, the fatalities were amazing.
Fire. When he smashed his head and was like, man, I guess these things are pretty good. Yes.
Lurkin said they missed Potato Man his arms. That's what it was. That's what it was. It's like he was a snowman. Like, oh, found this branch over here. Let me just put that right there.
Hey, take an acorn. Take an acorn. Use it as a joint for his elbow.
Oh, there you go. Cool. These can be his eyes right here. We can make this his nose.
Yo, but my favorite part is that he actually tried to lift that rock with those little bent back paperclip arms, yo.
I'm telling you.
Like, how you
gonna do? How did it not snap? The power of love, like you said?
Yes, the power of love activated his arcana. Or if you ever watch CinemaSins, it's the power of boners. That's what it was. The power of boners. You mean if I lift this pillow off this girl, I might get some? Got arms now. It's stupid.
They might as well have given Jack spinach. Like, for real. Let him smoke a blunt or something. Oh, I got me spinach and grow my arms out. Like,
it'll have been so much better if it had been just like Popeye, like how Popeye takes a spinach and you actually see the muscle roll through his entire body before it goes to where it needs to be.
You hear like the Super Mario mushroom sound.
Y'all are wrong. All right, I'm not gonna accept this anymore.
You don't have to. You don't have to. What I've told you this from day one, D. I told you this from day one, D. This is my podcast. I have the ultimate say so of what goes on here.
Y'all leave Jax alone.
I wanted that movie to be so good. If you look at the movies like the indie stuff that Michael Jai White has done that's been on YouTube for the last few years or the last
we talked about that.
Yeah, like that type of stuff was dope because it didn't have a studio interfering with it. They just did it on their own. So fan service, trying to give fans fan service, you do worse as a studio than a couple of fans do.
I liked every fight though. I will say that all of the fights I thought were really good. The plot was rough. And like
I'll give you that.
The fights were good though.
Like who was that Kung Lao killed? Melina?
No. I can't think of her name. Yeah, it was the Harpy girl. I can't think of her name.
I mean, that was the best part of the movie to me.
Yeah, because they had the best fatality. Yeah, the best fatality. I can't. Yeah, that was the best part. Until he said flawless victory, then he ruined it. Then he ruined it for me.
They felt like they had to throw in those moments where, like, who are they talking to when they say fatality?
D, it's like I said earlier, D. Mortal Kombat's plot and action and everything else is like a dude that had too much to drink and can't take no for an answer. Let me just force this flawless victory into your life right now. You don't want it. Well, guess what? You're gonna take it. Take this flawless victory, girl. You're gonna take this flawless victory.
See what Lurk said when he froze the blood and stabbed dude? That was beautiful. Freaking Sub-Zero cut dude while his blood like was splattering from his body.
Oh yeah.
He froze the blood.
But
and stabbed him again.
So they got that is from his not his, I can't think what they call it when you hit like the L1 and R1 together, and it's like their breaker.
Like the bone breaker.
Yes, that's his bone breaker, and I love that. I love that how he stabbed him with his own blood and threw him through the wall. This little stuff like that was awesome. Not the finishing move. It's like the bone breaker. I can't think of the name of it, Lurkin, but it's the point where it's like your energy meters fill full, and if you hit them with it, you can do like a series of moves that takes a chunk of energy from them. I can't think of the name of it offhand.
Like their equivalent, I can't think of it either because they do it in Injustice as well.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I said. They started doing it in
super
Injustice.
move,
Yeah.
not their finishing move.
Yeah,
So
they have that. It's pretty good. The ones in Injustice are dope. Batman's with the Batmobile where it runs you over. Fire.
So
Okay, back to movies.
All right, back to movies. Let's move on. Let's move on because Jedi didn't pick that to scab, and now we're back on Mortal Kombat for some strange.
I couldn't. I came back in the. I had to leave the room. I came back. I was like, oh no.
A new challenger has appeared.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Next up, Silent Hill.
I have not seen it. I have not played it, so I can offer.
Oh
nothing.
my God.
Okay. All right.
D, what games have you played? You know what? The next podcast we're going to do is going to be nothing but games you've played, so we can know what we talk about for other episodes.
Oh man, that's awesome! It's going to be such a short podcast.
It's going to be all about you.
Such a short podcast. Madden, Fight Night, NBA Live,
And show's over, everybody. See y'all next Sunday.
Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Soul Calibur. Great. All right, it's been fun, guys.
All right, Jedi. But thank you for being up here, Jedi. What did you think about Silent Hill, the games and movies?
All right.
So when it came to, I haven't seen the second Silent Hill because I think they did a second one.
Yes.
But when the first one came out, I was super excited because of the actress. She was the same chick that had played in Riddick. There's Sean Bean. I was like, oh, Sean Bean's gonna die, because he usually dies in everything. But I was surprised that he didn't. Somehow he's the protagonist.
He is, the husband of the protagonist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in the games, I don't. It went too far. The movie went too far left for me because it focused so much on her, and there was a little girl, right?
Yes. Yes.
It focused so much on her trying to find a little girl instead of him. And I get it. She was like the hot actress at the time. She had just starred in Chronicles of Riddick.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of other films. Rhoda Mitchell, I think her name is.
I have to look it up. Okay, you got it. Yeah, cool.
So I thought it was dope, but then it started to go kind of left, like not really explaining anything, and I'm cool with that because Silent Hill doesn't really explain a whole lot. I mean, it was just weird for the sake of being weird when it came to the game. But I think it could have been better, especially with the sequels. Like I don't know what the sequels did, but the way it ended, I was okay with.
The fact that Silent Hill didn't have the scene where Pyramid Head was molesting two of the mannequins really upset me.
Okay.
we are about to get banned off of Twitch in a heartbeat.
But he did split someone in two. Though.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It was very few far between. So I mean, of course the games are awesome. One was groundbreaking. 2 was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I played 3. I didn't beat 3. I got maybe halfway through it. I think the last one I remember.
I know for sure the last one I played was 2 because I had the demo on PlayStation 2 or something like that.
Gotcha.
And you spend the first 10 minutes running through the fog or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last one I played, I want to say it was 4, The Room. I don't think I played anything after that one because it kind of just got kind of stupid after that. But the movies, so the first Silent Hill was pretty decent. I don't remember enough of the second one to give my opinion on it. But the first one was okay. And it tried its best to stick to the source material, which I think it did a decent job, at least with Pyramid Head and the atmosphere and everything that went along with it.
It's a zombie game, Silent Hill? The zombie game?
It's not, I can't really say it's zombie games. It's just, it's a horror game. It's like a psychological horror.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it because there's monsters in it, but there's no zombies.
Imagine if during the day everything was fine, but at night the world turned to hell, like parallel universe type of stuff.
So it's pitch black.
Nah, like
maybe,
but with supernatural stuff, not just aliens.
So to give you like the best game of the series was 2, and it gave you like a synopsis of the game itself. You play as I think it's like James Sunderland or something like that to that effect. and he gets a note from his wife saying that, you know, come meet me in this town. I've been dying to see you. And she's been dead for like years. She died of like, they don't say how she died, but she's been dead for years. So you go to the town, and it's like the basis of it is all the enemies, the monsters that he sees is a manifestation of like his guilt over his wife's death. So like if you have to like look it up and actually read about the characters and see like what process or what feelings they represent. But it's like every monster that he sees, especially with Pyramid Head and everything he runs into, is like a manifestation of his guilt. I mean, I'm sure we've all either seen it before or we looked it up or whatever. You come to find out by the end of the game, he killed his wife. Like she was dying from cancer, and he felt it was the right thing to do to kill her. And now he's living with that guilt. So every monster that he sees is a representation of it.
You just gave was better than the movie itself. If they had implied that in the movie or something, it would help us understand why this was happening. But they focused so much on her character that it made people confused. Like, wait, what is this? This isn't what Silent Hill is about.
Yeah. So
I don't. Again, that's Hollywood thinking we're too stupid to understand what's happening, even though we've known the story before they even started to write the script.
The worst thing in the world to have so much source material to base your movies off, and you just turn it into crap. And again, I know we're going back to Mortal Kombat, but it's like Mortal Kombat. No, hear me out. I know, right? We're done with Mortal Kombat 2 minutes later. So about this Mortal Kombat movie. But it's like it does. But here's like my thing is this: like the having it rated R tells the story better, because of course you can get more of the action, you can get more of the grittiness, you can get more of everything that the games represent. But I think even if it could have been PG, what's the next one? PG-13, PG-17, whatever the next one below 13. It still could have been PG-13 and still told a good story. Minus some of the blood, minus some of the action. But it's like, for some reason, like, again, it's like the action doesn't seem to transfer over, or the story or plot doesn't seem to translate well. Like, regardless of what the rating is for it, it's like it doesn't transfer over well. And then you get stuff like, you know, the Street Fighters, and you get stuff like like my next pick here, you get stuff like Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark. So I'm guessing you never played that, D, so don't worry about this conversation. Alone in the Dark was a movie. Alone in the Dark was a movie. They turned that into a movie starring Christian Slater.
Wait a minute.
So the games were I think Alone in the Dark, the original Alone in the Darks came out before, I want to say, all the Silent Hills.
Based on stories by H.P. Lovecraft.
And they're great games. They're great games. Like the games, like up until a certain point, the games told a wonderful story about I think the main character's last name was Hanby, something like that. And they told a great story about his family dealing with these monsters over generations, over years.
Oh, hey, the first one was on our system, Mike. It was on the Panasonic 3DO.
Yeah.
I understand now why I didn't watch it. You bold.
Yes. Video game death sentence. You wanna kill a game quicker than anybody else?
I compare him. U-Bold is the Master P of the movie industry. Okay. Now. Master P took everything that was the industry and turned it on its head. Okay. But Master P did it in a good way, where he can put out trash music and music after music, okay, and it blow up. Give him independent status. He millionaire, whatever. U-Bold did the opposite.
He took gold and turned it into coal.
Oh my God! He turned everything into trash. I don't understand why the companies kept giving him rights to make video game movies.
Yes.
Even up until what? 2-3 years ago. What was the last? Hold up. Nah. Oh my God. That's why I never watched it, because I was like, why did they keep giving Blood Rain?
Oh my gosh, why? Pretty decent video game. Horrible movie.
House of Evil.
House of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
How you turn a shooter into that crap?
Wasn't Forbidden Kingdom one of them too?
Let me see. I got this thing pulled up right here. So let me see if I can recognize. So House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain,
Mm-hmm.
Blood Rain
And
2.
there were multiple Blood Rains. Yes.
Yep, he did Blood Rain 2.
Looks like there's
Hold on. On top of doing Blood Rain, he actually made a movie called Postal. You may know that from the video game called Postal.
Mm-hmm.
He did Alone in the Dark 2.
They kept giving him movies, so that makes it say, well, the movie didn't do well as a video game property. It sucked because he did it. It's like they give him, hey, if you do well with this, we'll try it on another video game and see how well it works.
I
They
had
kept giving it to him.
I had no idea he made a Far Cry movie.
in the same year.
He made a Far Cry movie.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Huh. So he's just not good for video games.
At all.
No.
He ruined
Oh wow, Far
Far
Cry
stuff. Yeah.
Wait, Rampage?
That's not Rampage. No, it's not Rampage you're thinking. That's a different one.
Blood Rain, the Third Reich. Okay, wow, he's been busy.
He's been busy making my dreams turn into nightmares. Oh, and I'm glad. You know what, Lurk? I'm glad you brought that game up. Doom.
Okay.
How do you take a series like Doom
Doom is not, it's not that bad.
All right, the game or the movie?
Like, the movie. It's not that bad, right? Like
compared to the source material is trash.
Like,
But
man, don't do Dwayne The Rock Johnson like that.
Listen. This is when The Rock was just coming into finding out what kind of actor he was, though.
That was
Because
his
in the beginning, he was horrible.
Yeah.
Like when he was in what was it, The Scorpion King? You know, and him getting his footing on trying to figure out what it was. It was bad.
But see, the thing is that Doom wasn't even his movie though. Doom was what's the
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban's movie. That was Carl Urban's movie. So yeah, The Rock was there as like the big name, but it's like
exactly the fact that we had to, man.
Hey, preach in the building.
Carl Urban's
the fact that they didn't really portray Carl Urban's character as Doom guy. Like it was just some rando.
Like
it focused on him, and it like you said, it wasn't The Rock's movie. But that was the first movie where I was like, okay, I could believe him as that character. He was an asshole. He might as well have been a heel in WWE.
Like the best part of that movie was the first person scene. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was like what, 5 minutes, 3 minutes?
It was the best thing in that movie.
That was it.
Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. When Rock picks up the BFG, big and good. I'm like, okay, it's about to get real.
Yeah.
Like first scene went down. Man, okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I can get with this.
All right. Okay. Here's a good one. Here's another good one. That was a good video game series and a crappy movie. Hitman.
Oh God.
Oh, okay, all right.
Can you feel the Jedi? Can you feel the?
No, we're not. I'm not.
Jedi, can you feel the trauma being relived as I say these movie titles?
Why is Timothy Olyphant?
I'm not gonna let you talk about Timothy Olyphant like that.
Again, Timothy Olyphant is a good actor.
Great actor, but he's not Agent 47.
No, you're not gonna come at him.
I don't think they made a Duke Nukem movie. I don't think they made a Duke. I think they talked about it, but they didn't do it. And no, because Lurk was asking about if they made a Duke Nukem movie. I don't recall them making a Duke Nukem movie.
No. They've been talking about making a Duke Nukem with John Cena.
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
Don't get me started on John Cena.
They've been talking about a Duke Nukem with John Cena.
I remember watching. This is off a tangent a little bit, but I remember watching Beyond the Mat in 2000 when I was heavy into wrestling. And John Cena was in the background when you see The Rock and Mankind and everybody, like he was just getting started. And I was like, yo, the dude's got potential, you know. But as a wrestler, he's amazing. As a, you know, character in wrestling, he's amazing. But he is just as bad as The Rock was when he first got started. He's getting better. But it's so weird how the live acting and improvisation doesn't translate as well to scripted. It's just like a stand-up comedian going to a scripted TV show or a movie, and they don't do as well because they're so used to improvising.
Hmm?
I'm looking forward to what he does in Peacemaker and Suicide Squad.
I think that's gonna.
I
I think he'll do
I hate that
well.
whole costumes of those movies. I hate every single one of them. Why does King Shark look like a 5-year-old made his costume?
Well, first of all, the costume was made by CGI.
Yeah.
So how dare you?
Hopefully it looks better in post than it does in the trailer.
But no.
Hopefully.
I think John Cena will do well in the movie because he's had time to cultivate his acting style. And plus, he's not the star of that movie, so you don't have to really rely on him. Like John Cena will never be the movie star that he wants to be. That's just not going to happen. Like
Honestly, though, I don't know because I said that about The Rock. Like, I didn't feel like he would ever have that breakthrough.
Huh.
but Rock,
What was the movie John Cena did where he was the firefighter? I didn't think that was too bad. That comedy
John
movie.
Leguizamo.
Yeah,
Can't remember the name
Keegan
of it.
Michael Key.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
but look at
Like,
it.
he's improved.
But sure, he's improved. But look at it like this: The Rock has gone from like even when he wasn't making the big movies he's making now, he still went from blockbuster to blockbuster.
He did.
Like he went from the Scorpion King to I don't know what he did directly after that, but he still went from big movie to big movie, and eventually he honed his acting style. He got a little bit better in front of the camera, and now he's making blockbuster after blockbuster. Like I look at John Cena. John Cena has what was the Marine? They put him out there for the Marine, and he's done nothing good since then. Not like a big time movie, not like anything. He's done like straight to video movies.
I attribute that as well to WWE because all those movies were WWE films. And
true.
they said basically, it's like they said basically, just go out there and play John Cena. This character is John Cena as this Marine or whatever it is.
Well,
Like
well,
he's not acting.
So here's the thing: when The Rock transitioned, was it so his freaking the remember the Be Cool movie with
Yeah.
John Travolta?
Yeah.
So The Rock was in that movie.
Mhm.
Yes.
Was The Rock's transition to really good movies after Be Cool?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Because in Be Cool, I would argue that it's possible that in Be Cool, he's doing a movie with Uma Thurman and Cedric the Entertainer, John Travolta, right? All these stars. What if that was just his time to like, okay, well, this is how y'all are doing it.
Look at the difference of what you just said though. Who he was surrounded with in that moment
Yeah.
to give him tips on how to be better. I think I
Yeah.
remember him talking about that too, where he was just like, "Man, that was like a big role for him. Like he really appreciated that role, or whatever he was talking about. Like it really,
Everybody was in that movie.
yeah, like everybody.
So
And the role was so like for him was so odd. Nobody was used to seeing him like that.
Yeah.
Like that was out of character for him, and it worked.
he did. So going down his resume, Mummy Returns had a song called Long Shot. I don't think I've seen that. Then he did The Scorpion King.
I think that was a football movie, wasn't it? Long Shot, something like that.
I don't know what that is. The plot recounts a tale of a young boy, Alex. I don't think he started. I think he was just in the movie. I don't think he actually starred in it.
Yeah.
I think it's something he just played in. All right, so you got The Scorpion King. You got The Rundown. That was a dope movie.
Rundown was dope. Yeah.
Walking Tall. Be Cool.
Walking Tall was
okay.
Doom.
Yeah, Cool. You got Doom.
Southland Tales was kind of a fallback. Gridiron Gang was decent.
It was.
He was in Reno 911, but that wasn't his movie.
Get Smart was good, I think. But again, that wasn't his movie.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
It wasn't his movie, but he was good in it.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
But then when you get to around, let's say 2010, now you got him in Why Did I Get Married Too? Which, although I don't really care for Tyler Perry,
I don't remember him being in.
He was at the very end when
I didn't even watch.
Yeah, he was at the very end. But then you got the other guys.
Fast Five.
You got Fast Five. So I mean, he's
but the other guys, he wasn't even in that long.
For like 5
about,
minutes.
What, 10 minutes at tops? Yeah.
But
G.I. Joe Retaliation was good.
But
Payne
no.
Gang.
But even still, even though he only had like a limited role, he still made the most of his screen time.
He did, yeah.
Like him and Samuel L. Jackson pretty much made the first half of that movie.
Yeah.
Like for me, like the game plan was The Rock's. I mean, well, what's the firefighter movie you talking about with John Cena?
Yeah.
That's John Cena's version of the game plan, where it's like, okay, let's see if he can act with a kid, get some comedy off, blah blah blah, then go to something more serious. Now, with The Rock, his more serious was probably, mm, I can't even really, maybe Hobbs, like his first role where it was like, all right, I can see him as his character.
As far as like a serious role, or
Like yeah, like Fast Five.
no. So the first
Walking Tall.
Okay, Walking Tall, yeah, but
yeah.
I would give it to him for that one.
I give him that.
He because I felt like he did a really good job in that movie. It had enough action in it that it was a good transition for him. So the rundown was action, but it was action comedy. Walking Tall was straight action, and he's getting a little bit more drama in the action as he's trying to like clean up this town.
Yeah.
So, and it's based on a true story, so he probably felt a little bit more weight with that movie. So I don't know. I feel like that was a good one.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right, get me off track again. Let's get back on track. Let's go ahead and let's get this back on track. Here we go. Next up, trying to find some. We already got Doom. Get that out of the way. We're done with Doom.
All right.
Here we go. Let's do this one. Let us do Need for Speed.
I didn't watch that movie.
I didn't watch it either. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna watch that movie.
At that point, I was done. At that point, I was taking a break from video game movies.
I was taking a break.
There's nothing that anybody could say to me to tell me that you turned this video game where the entire plot is I'm running from the cops into a good movie. I don't believe you. So I'm not watching that.
You want to know why I don't want to watch it? Because I've already seen it in the first 5 Fast and Furious movies.
And that pretty much sums it up in a small blip. I like it.
I mean, it is what it is. I've already seen those movies, so I know what it looks like. You can't show me something that I've seen already and expect me to be like, man, this is gonna be great.
That's
true.
I
feel like they grabbed Aaron Paul just because he was big on Breaking Bad at the time.
And that's all it was. And it was a horrible movie.
Wrong, he's an amazing actor, but I was not going to watch it just because he was in it.
Yeah, no, that's not enough. That's not enough.
All right, what about?
They would have had to put him in the trailer saying "bitch" like he does in Breaking Bad. At some point, he'd be like, maybe I'll just watch it for that one scene.
And I'm done. Yep, seen it right there, and I'm done.
All right, we can leave. Let's go watch another one.
Let's go next door. Let's go watch Terms of Endearment now.
Would you argue that Detective Pikachu is a video game movie?
I would say yes, because it's based off Pokemon. So and a matter of fact, that was a good movie too. I like that movie.
I asked because it was a card game first, but yes, I like Detective Pikachu.
Don't be that person. Don't be that person.
That's why I asked. I asked what you.
Weird for Pikachu. Like for me, it was weird for Pikachu to be speaking English, but I still think it was an amazing movie, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed Detective Pikachu. I thought it was a good movie. So I would say that's one of the.
I went in thinking it was going to be trash. So
yeah, I actually that's probably one of two actually good video movies based off video games.
Sonic and Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
So they should stick to kids movies. Is what you're saying.
I mean, but there's no way. I mean, there's no way you can turn Pokemon into an adult movie. Like, it's just you can't because it's based off kid stuff. Yeah. So there's no way you can.
The only way I would see that working is if they did multiple of them with Harry, like they did with Harry Potter, and the kids grow up to be adults, and by then you're like, oh yeah, this is nostalgia. This is what I grew up on. And it makes sense.
So
I'm sure Lurk, you can turn anything into an R-rated movie. Don't mean it's a good idea. Be reasonable here. Be reasonable.
So Rampage, the Rock movie, was based off of a video game, an arcade game called Rampage.
Have you never played the game Rampage before?
No, I never played that.
I semi-enjoyed the movie, but it had nothing to do with the game.
Hold on, Jedi. Because for some strange reason, every episode you do this.
I do what?
How have you never played Rampage?
It says it was a 1986 arcade game. I was born in 87, so.
But that doesn't mean they stopped making it the next year.
Oh my god.
Well, how long? How long until I was playing arcade games, man?
I don't know.
Did you at any point have you had a Nintendo 64 or
No, the only Nintendo console that I had
Wii?
before. So I had the original Nintendo console, and then I
Lurk,
went
he is
Sony.
killing me, Lurk. He
I
is
went
killing me.
Sony. That's right. I went Sony. I chose the PlayStation.
Okay, I believe there was a Rampage game on PlayStation.
Maybe.
Yes, there was. The first PlayStation. I remember I had it.
Yeah.
Like Rampage
Yeah.
World Tour.
There was War of the Monsters. There's a PS4 Classics PS4 bundle. Yep, there it is. Rampage, the original PlayStation. You're right. Okay, I have a suggestion.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
I know it's not. But
What we got? What we got here?
you want more steak in this podcast? Then you need a series where you play at least a new game every week or something like that.
Oh, I played Streets of Rage 4.
Okay. Nah, but I mean like classic games that you've never played though.
Streets of Rage was a classic.
Oh my god! But you didn't. Have you played? Well, hold on. Here's the question. Okay, so you're saying Streets of Rage 4. Have you ever played the first Streets of Rage?
Thank you.
How bad are the
Streets of Rage
graphics?
4 just came out.
It was on Sega's Genesis, so the graphics aren't like 3D. Oh my gosh, that looks like a real person.
Like what you're playing on Streets of Rage 4 is basically what it was, just a little bit updated, like 3D side.
Okay. All right. Oh, Lurk is disappointed in me.
Yes, he is. He can see. He sees your comments, Lurk. He can seize your disappointment through text.
Boo and hiss him, Lurk, please.
Oh, trash can turkeys are the best. Lurk. Matt was watching me play this old school game on the Sync collection, in which I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Lurk. I apologize. I was watching. Matt was watching me play a game. Hey, it's hard. There's so many people up here. I get confused sometimes. But here's what makes it even better though, is that she is in more, like, she should be my co-host over you.
I mean, lots of people could probably be your co-host over me.
Wow.
Like, she actually is in the streets.
But in a good and kind way.
Yes, unlike you who stay home in the bed all day watching Matlock.
Oh, Matlock's a great show, yo. Don't
And there we go. And there we go.
You know,
Don't come for Matlock. Don't come for Matlock. Now you're gonna act like you ain't like in the heat of the night at Matlock and Dick
I
Tracy.
have a choice
Like,
but to
don't do
watch.
that.
But
Don't do that.
but okay,
You
so
got one TV in the house, and your
Yo,
parents
don't you come at Matlock.
but here's
And
the
they even
thing.
remade Matlock.
But here's the thing, D. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Andy Griffith.
If this was a Andy Griffith. Here's the thing, D. If this was a podcast about what we did on Sunday nights before we went to bed, then sure, we can talk about Matlock and Heat of the Night and Andy Griffith all day. This is a podcast talking about video games, video game movies, and everything under the nerd blurred culture. And you can't even add to this. You can't even add to the subject.
Whoa. Unfair, because you haven't gotten to anime at all yet. So perhaps you just need to get to the subjects where I'm strong. You can't put LeBron James on a football field and expect him to be the greatest player on the field. Okay, look, you just ain't in my sport yet.
Been a tight end in the NFL, bro.
So
Maybe.
So here's my rebut. Here's my rebut to that. Here's my rebut to that, to finally put you in your place. Last Sunday, and we talked about this offline now, so let me bring this back up for the people. Last Sunday, after we were done with the podcast and we're just chatting on Discord, I said, hey, come next Sunday, think of the subjects that you want to talk about. I'll bring my stuff to the table. Whoa, hold on. Let me tell the story. I said, bring your subjects to the table. I'll bring mine to the table, and then we'll go from there. We'll put it together and we'll go from there. Cool. All right, guys, have a good night. See y'all later. Click. I hit you up a few days ago saying, hey, have you thought of any subjects? What was your response? No. Like you want to talk about something, but you don't think nothing to talk about. Like, I'm up for any debate. I'm up for any, not even debate. I'm up for any subject. But don't sit there and make it seem like we're not talking about what you want to talk about. And then I say, hey, what do you want to talk about? Oh, no, nothing. I'm good, man. What?
All right. So tonight's actor on the Portier to Woodbine scale is, let's hear who you got.
We are not done yet. We're almost done. We are almost done. But just understand, how backwards that argument is, that we're just not talking about stuff we want to talk about, that I want to talk about. But yet when I ask you what you want to talk about,
I didn't say that you want to. I'm just saying we haven't entered my wheelhouse yet. That's it. That's it. We're driving
what
down
is
the
your
road. We've
wheelhouse?
been in and out of a couple different wheelhouses.
You're like
None of them are mine. My wheelhouse is the one that you got destroyed by Goro.
this is what you
in Mortal
do.
Kombat.
This is what
So
you this is
now
what
I
you're
gotta rebuild
this
my
is what you're
wheelhouse.
doing. This is what you're
That's not
doing.
my
This
fault.
this is what you're doing. Hey D, what do you want to eat? Are you hungry, D? Yeah, I'm hungry. What do you want to eat? I don't know. Do you want to eat this? No, I'm good. Okay. But ooh, that sounds good. Do you want to go there and eat that? Nah, I'm good. Are you sure?
Hey.
Sure.
Hey, you choose.
No.
Okay.
It's
Oh, no, I don't want that.
Hey, you choose.
It's not the same thing. So y'all are saying that I have a problem. I'm good not having anything contribute. So what I'm saying is, oh, I've just never had that before. You like, oh, you want to go to this restaurant? Oh, I mean, sure. I ain't never been there, but like, I mean, I'll try it out.
So here's my thing. For the millions at home and the billions across the globe watching this podcast.
I've got 2 words for it. No.
If you smell, no. Think of a subject that you would like to discuss come next Sunday, and we will discuss it. I don't care if it's something that I'm well versed in. I don't care if it's something that I don't know 2 things about. If there's something you would like to discuss next Sunday, bring it to the table.
I would like.
But this is being documented now, because I'm telling you now.
On wax.
Because I'm telling you now, and I know I said this about 4 times already. I'm gonna make it 5 times. This is my podcast. If you come on this podcast next Sunday and you do not have a subject you want to talk about, I'm gonna mute your mic and I'm gonna talk about you for an hour and a half. I am gonna talk so much trash about you for an hour and a half. Like it's just gonna be just me. It's gonna be like ether. I'm gonna just trash you unmercifully for an hour and a half.
Damn.
Bars.
Like ether. That's disrespectful. Oh my god. Well, you know what, Lurk? How about you send me some suggestions?
No,
please?
you tell me what you want to talk about.
You didn't say I couldn't phone a friend. Lurk, I like to use a lifeline. And you can send me some suggestions, please. I appreciate that. Is there a 50? See, look at that. Thank you.
Don't let him use you. All right. If he's a grown man that can't think of something he wants to talk about, then he needs to go sit down somewhere.
I'm clicking on Lurk's page right now.
As a matter of fact, check this out, Jedi. Check this out. On May 5th. At 11:13 p.m. I sent him a group chat. Topics for Sunday.
Oh my goodness. This man's pulling receipts now.
You're damn right.
Unacceptable.
On the very next day at 5:24 p.m. So not only did he not respond back like the same day, he responded back hours later on day 2. I got no suggestions. and then come the day of. And then come the day of on just our chat. I said, hey, are you casting with me tonight? Yep. 10 p.m. Yep. I'll be there. Topics. Meaning he still ain't think of nothing to talk about. The day of. It wasn't until we get on Discord and I'm just sound checking and he says, oh, hey, we could talk about Yasuke. It was like, yo, we got 5 minutes. Sure, let's talk about Yasuke. I'm done. I'm done.
It's okay.
We need a button in the chat, or what's it called? Like the channel points, where
Help
every time this happens, where he don't know what he's talking about, the little lady from Game of Thrones. Shame.
people.
Shame.
Help me get
Shame.
to affiliate so I can
So
make that a thing.
to clarify, you know, the moderator is typically the one that comes up with the discussion topics
And I
that they
did.
give out to
And
the
I did.
debate. No, you're one of the debaters, not the moderator. So you really weren't supposed to come up with topics in the first place, because that kind of gives you an unfair advantage on the discussion. So we really need to like go over that.
Deflection.
Go over.
Whoa! Did you? You just hit me with the Phoenix right. Objection overruled. You would not do that on my show. That is not a thing.
What is he gonna say? You can come up with the topic on your show.
Come on, man! It's supposed to be a moderator. Yeah. So
Who's the moderator? Who's
look,
the moderator?
listen, man. I didn't get that far. Okay, I'm doing this on the spot. I'm ad-libbing
Oh
right
my
now. Don't do
gosh.
this to me.
Oh
You
my
can't come up
goodness.
with it and I had nothing to back it up.
Thank
At
you.
least
I'm ad-
Mike had the receipts. Where's your receipts?
I'm ad-libbing. I don't keep receipts, man.
Apparently you don't.
And that's why you won't make a return.
That's why you won't make a return.
Boom, boom,
As soon as I said keep the receipts, all I could think of was that Kanye song. Take your equipment back to the store. We don't want to hear that week no more.
All I know is this.
Don't get
All I know is this. All I know is this. And Mac, if you're still in this chat, Mac, please clip this, Mac. If you don't have a subject come next Sunday, I am going to mute your mic. I'm not going to. You'll be in the chat. I just want to be able to hear you. I'm going to mute your mic, and I'm going to trash you for an hour and a half.
I'm going to, if you mute my mic, I'm going to open a counter chat that everybody can have up at the same time as yours on YouTube, and
Fair
we
enough.
can discuss it.
Fair
we'll
enough.
have a lot.
If you want to go to extra effort to think of a subject
With
after you couldn't think of one before,
only
have
the
at
two
it.
halves. Yeah,
He's
only the two halves of the
only gonna put
conversation.
in effort to deflect you shaming him for not putting in effort. The irony.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. And to wrap it up, we're going to end with my favorite subject, my favorite spot of the entire podcast, the Poitier Booking scale of black actors. Who do we have today? Give me somebody. I'll take it all.
Drum. Since we mentioned him at the beginning, we're going to take one Mr. Lakeith Stanfield
Let's-
on the Poitier Woodbine scale.
All right, Lakeith Stanfield. All right, so let's go through it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this a little more organized today. We're gonna go through his body of work, and we'll rate it from there.
All right.
So, body of work, and I'm gonna run through this because he has quite a few movies since 2012. So, let's see. He was in a movie in 13 called Short Term 12. He was in The Purge: Anarchy. He was in Selma. Let's see.
I don't remember him being in The Purge: Anarchy.
Young Ghoulface. So I'm sure he was like an extra or something like that.
Probably.
Selma, he played Jimmy Lee Jackson. What's another good one up here?
He was in Straight Outta Compton as
Snoop Dogg. He was in Dope.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Miles Ahead. Memoria. Live Cargo. Snowden. So that's a big movie. Snowden. Crown Heights.
He was in Death Note, but that's a strike against him.
Get Out. The Incredible Jessica.
Hey, he was in it.
The Incredible Jessica James. War Machine. Easy Get Out of Town. Across Town. Death Note. Sorry to Bother You. Come Sunday. The Girl in the Spider's Web. Uncut Gems. Knives Out. The Photograph.
And of course, Judas and the Black Messiah.
So let me first say this. Let me first say this, and I'll let you guys speak. I promise I will. Let me first say this. As the most unbiased person in this room right now, I'm straight down the middle. There is no biased bones in my body. Judas and the Messiah puts him at least a 6. 1 out of 10. 0 out of 10. 0 being Bo King, 10 being Poitier. He's a 6.
And you say he's a 6 just because of Judas and the Black Messiah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I can see that.
And don't forget,
can see
don't
that.
forget, he's in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
He is in Atlanta.
He just did Yasuke.
Yep.
So, you know,
I mean, I wouldn't even argue with you for just Judas and the Black Messiah. It's phenomenal. It's a big deal.
boom. He's a 6.
I will put him at a solid 7 because of Atlanta and then Judas. Because Atlanta was just him being weird and it was like his coming out party. But Judas and the Black Messiah, that was Oscar worthy. He should have won something for it. Like the
I'm
fact
gonna
that
take him back. Oh, go ahead.
no, it's cool. No, just the fact that he embodied that role where I didn't see Lakeith Stanfield playing that guy. Like growing up, I watched the documentary that it was based off the Eyes on the Prize or Eyes on the Prize 2, whichever
Yeah.
one it was.
Yeah.
And I remembered that while watching this movie. And I felt that. Like at the end, I was like, oh, I can't wait for them to show what happened to the dude after Eyes on the Prize came out. So I don't know. That was you trick your own people into thinking you're not the ops after they suspected you of being the ops. Nah, I gotta give him a 7 on that one.
Okay.
D.
I was just gonna take him back to a 6.5 for doing for playing L. That's rough. That was bad.
That is rough.
That was bad.
But
that was. Oof.
but you want to know the best thing about what we can all agree on?
What's that?
That he's a better actor than Bokeem Woodbine. And with that being said, folks, I once again thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Blerd Tribunal. That's all that matters. I'm just glad you're finally realizing that there are plenty of black actors better than Bokeem Woodbine. And when I say plenty, I mean all.
I got love for you, Bokeem. All right, I got love for Bokeem Woodbine.
I am going to work on. So I got a scale drawn up already, but unfortunately, for some reason, I can't transfer it over to Streamlabs, so they won't let me put it up here. I'm going to work on a scale, or if anything, I'll do like the video display capture where I just show the different screen with the scales up there, because it has to be this
PowerPoint.
Yeah, this has to be shown. This has to be shown.
But you also need on that scale where we've placed other actors so far, so that way they can have some references besides just the 0 and 10.
Again, as long as the faces are in front of the 0, that's all that really matters.
Well, nobody's been a 0 except apparently Bokeem Woodbine.
And no one ever will be a 0.
Oh my god.
So once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of the Blerd Tribunal. Jedi, where can they find you? Because I know you're a regular streamer. Where can they find you on Twitch, sir?
You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, all Digital Jedi. That's JEDEYE.
Sweet. And D, just to be fair, where can they find you, sir?
Just Instagram, Vitruvian Plato.
Why won't you stream more?
Because then I play the games that you guys talk about, and then what's the point?
Okay, so this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do, because I have big plans for this podcast. Eventually, I want to get to the point where we have like new segments, like, hey, this is the game that D played this week. D, take it away, and you tell us about the new game you played this week. We can do that.
Homework is trash. I didn't do homework in school.
I would eventually like to have like maybe a Sunday where instead of doing a podcast, we can have like a video game. We can have like a game show. Maybe we can download like one of the jack packs and play something up there. And then the winner can have like this crazy thing that make the losers do. Who knows? And then, of course,
he's not with it because he knows you're gonna have the receipts.
It's okay. No. I can, if we do trivia, if we also add trivia to that's not just video game trivia, just all around trivia, a little bit of history, philosophy, stuff like that. Then yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Throw some trivia in there. First thing I'm gonna do is make you guys read Plato's The Republic. Yeah, exactly.
And
Yep.
crickets. Okay, cool.
Yep, exactly.
And on that note, as your once again your
Replay though.
illustrious host, Uncle Mike 80, you can find me on Twitch, of course, at Uncle Mike 80. This video will be more likely posted on the YouTube probably tomorrow at the Blerd Tribunal. So please check me out on YouTube. And of course, Instagram is cosplay_soulbrother. So hey, check us out. If you see us up here, give us a follow, hit us up, say hi to us, and we'll definitely follow you back and chit chat with you. So, gentlemen, I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation tonight, and I look forward to next week for one reason or another. Because either we're going to have another positive conversation, or I'm going to get up here and I'm going to spit hot fire like I'm Dylon for like an hour and a half.
There you go. And he's gonna be muted the whole time.
Bra-ba-bam, bra-ba-bam, bra-ba-ba-ba-bam.
Ram, bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam,
Oh, this is so stupidest podcast idea.
You're too close.
You're too close. You're too close. All right, y'all. Until the next time, it's been real, and I gotta say, deuces.
Like.